Hey gamers, I'm Graytale, and there's been some big, okay, maybe not so big Hytale news, but there has been a little bit of Hytale news that I want to talk about here, and just give a little bit of discussion on it. First of all, Noxy has been discussing a lot of really interesting stuff, but before we do that, let's take a look at Simon Hypixel's Twitter. His dog had surgery, so just real quick, condolences to his dog Henzo. Hopefully he's doing alright. I mean, based off of the tweets that Simon's given, his dog seems to be doing alright right now, which is good to see. And all the best wishes for you there. And moving up here, there's not been too much happening, to be honest. And you might be wondering, if there's not too much, why am I doing a Hytale video? Well, definitely not to make Starbound last another extra week. Okay, but another thing that Hypixel mentioned himself was, read this thread right here. So that's of course Noxy, we'll get to that in a moment. And it has to do with the Hytale blog updates. So as he says, you can stop memeing me now, even though this one was funny. Things that disappear when you need them the most. Keys, wallet, Simon, and your phone. And that's related to this Noxy thread. So they're saying, now that they posted all this stuff here, you don't have to complain about the blog posts anymore. So let's go straight through from the top about why blog posts haven't been occurring as often, about transparency and all that type of stuff coming from Noxy. And he works at Hypixel Studios, of course. Hey guys, just wanted to let you all know that you're very much heard on the topic of us not keeping our word on the Hytale blog post every few weeks. That's our bad, and I apologize unreservedly on behalf of the team. We have good reasons, but we haven't been fairly transparent. We put a huge amount of work and thoughtfulness into the post because we know how much they mean to you, even to the extent that we have one full-time role dedicated to that. Sometimes we were waiting for features to be integrated in order to preview the content. For example, why preview X when X is about to update? We're in a tricky spot with a lot of major changes features waiting for integrations, but that doesn't excuse that we should do better and have had backup plans. This combined with a few other factors I can't talk about yet. Okay, so just going over what he talked about here, basically they're saying that they know they haven't been transparent. They've been reading our posts on things like Hytale Info, subreddit, and other Twitter posts and other social media sites. I haven't been doing that much Hytale related just because there hasn't been much news recently, and this is the first thing in a long time. But they know that, they've been keeping up with that, and they know people are a little bit worried about this. However, they also have reasons beyond just the content itself. Like, they have many reasons that they're not showing off a lot of content right now, apparently. One of them being that they're constantly updating the game. They're in a rapid, hard update mode right now. They're adding tons of stuff to the game rapidly. And so it's kind of hard to showcase certain things because it could get changed immediately afterwards. So there'd be no point in showing it, and it could give a misconceived notion about the game. And I think that's something they're really worried about now because they know that they're going to keep on updating the game a ton. And so it felt like keeping up the same rate of blog posts that they had before would put them in a big bind when the game actually releases, and it's not like what the blog post showed at all. Of course, they could just do more blog posts that show what changes they made, but at the same time, that would be a little bit repetitive and redundant. Also, the interesting thing is when he says that there's a few other factors they can't talk about yet. I have no idea what those other factors could be. Could be some agreements they have with other companies, could be all sorts of little hidden things that I don't really know about, something monetary based, I don't know. But there's all sorts of things that could affect why these blog posts aren't releasing right now. And at least they're addressing it for the most part. And that they know that they should do better and have had backup plans. They should have had backup plans. Okay, so the other few factors they can't talk about yet has made it tricky. Their only request is that you not take our silence as a status indicator for the project as a whole. The team is working diligently every day and progress is really encouraging, and I'm really proud of them and excited daily. Obviously, we know you have questions that need answers and you deserve to have them. We've been at fault for being overly cautious in our communication. It's been a tough learning experience for us ever since their unveil. I think we're in our own heads too much. Sometimes saying that you can say nothing because of XYZ is better than actually saying nothing. If you were pardon the confusing example, I think you get what I mean. Basically, they should have said that they have nothing to say rather than just not saying anything. And I fully agree with that. Keep us at least updated that you're still working on the game. It's fine, there won't be any blog posts, but you're still working on it. That's enough info for us. Just don't go radio silence. Because no one really likes the radio silence. Like, that's what Hello Games did with No Man's Sky, and sure, that game worked out in the end, but for a long time it was the butt of so many memes and people hated it, and it took years for it to come back. and that's not an ideal outcome. You need to stay consistently communicating with your fan base. Okay, so you all mean so much to us. When I make presentations about Hytale, the longest section is the community. I never for a moment dreamed to be working on a project that has inspired people so much that they would spend their free time making fan art. Honestly, it can be daunting responsibility, but I'm so thankful and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Ultimately, Hytale is going to be either an epically successful game or a turbo faceplant. Our team is working hard to make it the first. Yes, we are taking our time with the development, but that comes with the tag of us being non-transparent. We will reflect and adjust. Thanks. Also, I wrote this tweet spree on a bus, so there's a few small typos. Whoops. And so, TLDR, yes, we are taking our time of development, but that shouldn't come with the tag of us being non-transparent. Sorry about the bumpy bus typos, basically. Oh, that's what you're supposed to read there. And I don't know what this whole picture is for. Oh, that's just a correction for the typos. Okay, whatever. So there's just people commenting on that. So my overall thoughts on this whole thing here is they know what's going on. They know that there's problems. They've been taking their time in development ever since it gained such a big audience for the game, looking forward to it. They decided to really take their time and make sure that they do it well. And with that, they've also been slow to do blog posts, slow to give updates, because they're so focused on thinking about the game and just focusing on updating the game that oftentimes it can slip their mind or just like fall to the wayside in terms of making these blog posts. It's sort of like a secondary thing. However, they realize that that's not really a good idea, because one thing that's hard, that might be difficult to learn in game development, and I'm not a game developer, so I don't know about this, is I feel like one thing that would be difficult to learn is community interaction. People might put that on the wayside because they think that they should just be working on the game, trying to improve the game, updating the game. But staying transparent with your community and getting a lot of community favor in development can really help a game's success once it releases. Because no matter how much time you spend on the game, if you don't have a community following it and who is willing to spend money on it and be a fan, then you're not going to make any money, regardless of the quality of the game. So they need to really work on that, and it looks like they said that they're going to reflect and adjust, so that's something that they're going to continue to work on from here on out. I don't want to stretch this video out too long, so that's basically all of the Hytale news right now, and whenever there's more, I'll be sure to let you all know about that. I feel like this was pretty important though, so this explains sort of the lack of news, and I'm still looking forward to Hytale coming out. It's a little bit weird that I haven't been uploading much Hytale, considering how this was originally planned to be a Hytale channel. It will be one day, once the game releases, if it's good, which I'm hoping it will be, and not a turbo face plant. I'm gonna be working myself on my grad school stuff, and hopefully not put my YouTube to the wayside like they did with the blog posts. That's something I have to keep in mind as well. So hopefully you guys are still enjoying these videos. That's all for now, and subscribe to stay updated. I really appreciate it. I'll see y'all next time.